Whew. That was a whole lot. Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, guys, I'm back. It's been a long time, I know, but I finally come back here, and, well, this is it. We finally met here. We finally made it. After 10 years of watching and waiting in anticipation, we're finally here at the precipice, the pinnacle of everything the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been building up to, Avengers Infinity War. Now, before I begin, I want to talk about one thing. I'm going to tell you this. This is a spoiler-free review. So, if you're worried about the film being spoiled here and you haven't seen it yet, don't worry. I'm keeping it as vague as possible, but there will be a spoiler review later on, so keep watch for that. Back to the main movie itself. Infinity War takes place after the last Avengers movie and after the last several movies, and to put it simply, Avengers are the good guys, Thanos is the bad guy. That's all you need to know. I'm keeping it as vague as possible. Thanos has a certain goal. He wants to get these Infinity Stones on his little special gauntlet. The Avengers know about this goal, and they want to stop him from doing that. And that's where both sides clash. That's the basic plot of the movie. Good guys, bad guys, problem. That's how it goes. Also, keep in mind, this movie is a sequel to the last two Avengers movies, and the 19th, I believe, in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe series. So, if this is your first time seeing a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, you're going to be hella lost on all of this, because a lot has happened, and there are a lot of faces on screen. You wouldn't hop into Harry Potter watching the 5th movie thinking you know it all, do you? So, it's in your best interest to probably watch a few other movies before going to see this one, because a lot happens and you're going to be very confused and lost and not know what's going on. You're just going to see people thinking, like, who is this person, who is that person, so on and so forth. Anyway, on to the movie. As I said, there are a lot of people. You have all the Avengers there. You have Cap, obviously, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and Guardians of the Galaxy, and a whole lot of other faces. I believe there's, no less than 60 different cast members here for these movies. I think I may have read that somewhere. I think maybe 50, 60, something like that. But anyway, as much as they do all of their parts and they have their moments, that's not who I really want to talk about. The real MVP of this movie is Thanos. Thanos is played by Josh Brolin, and good God, did they get him right. It's a common trend and complaint that as good as most of these Marvel movies are, their biggest weakness has no doubt been the villain, with a handful of exceptions like Loki and Killmonger and Eagle Living Planet, in my opinion. But Thanos is easily the best villain the Marvel Cinematic Universe has ever put on screen. Throughout the entire movie, even from the way they introduced Thanos in the first couple of scenes, he's just this imposing presence, this big bad villain that you know is there and you know could fuck shit up if he wants to at any time. And he doesn't pull any punches, clearly, because he's the bad guy. He is basically everything we've come to expect and more. Actually, he's more than everything we've wanted, because it would be a real shame if after 10 years of this, they give us a really fake, paper-thin villain. Which is another thing about him. He's actually pretty complex. He's actually got a lot of backstory. He's actually got emotions. He's actually got parts where I actually felt for the guy. And I can tell you, I did not expect any of that when I came into theater. Actually, there's a lot of things I didn't expect when I went to see this movie. A lot of people I didn't think would be in there are in there. The way they portray Thanos, you can actually almost sort of say that some of his actions are kind of understandable, but of course, him being the bad guy, well, he's still the villain and he needs to be stopped at the end of the day. He was probably the best part of the entire movie, and that's definitely saying something when, in contrast to every other movie, the villain is the best part, and he is a very serious villain in Marvel Universe and in the movies. The action, needless to say, is what you all came to see, and there are a lot of fucking action sequences in this movie, and they don't disappoint. You thought some of those battle scenes that were shown in the trailers were good. Those were only snippets of what you actually see. And they're very intense, very emotion-packed, a lot of punches being thrown, a lot of damage, a lot of violence, all of that. And it's just glorious to watch. The movie's not short either. I think it's about 2.5 hours, and it's probably some of the most enjoyable 2.5 hours I've seen in a while. Not since Black Panther or any other movie, but this definitely feels like all the payoff after 10 years. And when I left the theater, I was actually in awe. I was in shock, really, because everything I had witnessed was still, like, coming into form. still trying to come to terms with everything I've seen. And yes, there is a post-credit scene. It's at the end of the credits, and it probably is very amazing. Well, I will say it's actually pretty amazing, and a good snippet of what's to come in the future, but I'll touch on that later. All that being said, when I walked out the theater, I was thoroughly impressed. I was thoroughly entertained. I felt more than satisfied with this because this is absolutely everything I expected Infinity War to be and more. It did not disappoint. This is the most welcome addition to the 10-year anniversary, almost to the day since the first Iron Man came out, and I will be going to go see this shit again, probably on Friday. So, all that being said, it had everything. It had a very interesting villain, and not boring, very complex, very kind of almost sympathetic villain, I want to say. But overall, this movie is phenomenal, and I will be giving it the very coveted Diamond Ribbon rating. Also, needless to say, yes, as I said earlier, please, if you haven't seen any other movies, make sure you watch a few of them before this because this is a sequel and you're going to be lost. Okay, so Avengers Infinity War, have you seen it yet? If you have seen it, what did you think? Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite villain? What was your favorite part? Whatever it is, leave me a comment below and tell me how you feel. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter at AsteroidMike. Don't forget to check out my blog. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Click on the link below. Don't forget to hit that share button if you want others to see it. And until then, I will see you around. This is me saying, peace out.